Dear students, welcome to Divansa's class. Today we are going to start discussing about a new topic, of course important topic. As you can see, we are going to learn about quadrilaterals and their properties, types of quadrilaterals and their properties. Okay, so before I start, as you can see, I'll be discussing about each and every types of quadrilaterals and their properties. It will take time, so it will be a bit bigger video. So you have to pay a lot of concentration in this. Hence, you have to see this video from the very beginning to the end. Otherwise, you won't be able to understand all these properties, because these all properties are not applicable for all. I have written this beforehand so that whenever the applicable properties I will keep, and I'll keep rubbing when I keep moving this side, I'll keep rubbing the unnecessary properties, means those properties which are not applicable for specific type of quadrilateral, I will pen through, or I'll cut it, I'll put a cross, or I may rub it. According to that I will do. So you have to pay full concentration in full video. And as usual, I will request you all to press the like button and subscribe the channel, and please share this video to your friends as much as possible so that they can also learn about it. Okay, so now let us start about quadrilaterals. Okay, now the quadrilaterals are, what are quadrilaterals? Quadrilaterals are closed polygons or a closed figure made up of four straight lines. Okay, they may be of convex as well as concave quadrilaterals. So a quadrilateral has got four sides. It is understood, and they are not curvical, they are always of straight lines. They may be concave or they are convex. Let me explain you about concave. Suppose see this this one, or in a better way, let me draw little bit prominent, more prominent. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Four sides we have got, and all these four sides makes the quadrilateral. But as because this vertex goes inside the quadrilateral, is tending to go inside the quadrilateral, so it is called as concave. As you know that concave mirrors are like this, it is tending to go inside. So this also tends to go inside, so therefore it will be called as a concave quadrilateral. Whereas all the vertices are tending towards outside. So these are called as convex quadrilaterals. Okay, now see, convex means, convex mirror means it's tending towards outside. So convex quadrilaterals and concave quadrilaterals. So a quadrilateral is a closed figure made up of four straight lines. The definition of quadrilateral is quite understood now. Now, quadrilaterals are of various types. See, they are written. The quadrilaterals: square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, kite, trapezium. Okay, each one have got their unique properties that we are going to discuss here now. So let us start with square. Okay, the properties of a square. See, let us take the example. Let me draw the figure of a square. Square. See, let A, B, C, D. Here in this figure, A, B, C, D is a square. And let us take each property and let us understand about those properties here in this diagram. See, all sides are equal. That means AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD. So first property says, according to the diagram, AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD. AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD. All sides are equal. Okay. First property understood. Second, opposite sides are equal. See, AB, number 2 property, AB is equal to CD as well as BC is equal to AD. Opposite sides are equal. This side is equal to this side as well as this side is equal to this side. These are the opposite sides. Okay. Now, next point, diagonals are equal. See, diagonals AC, BD. So third point, AC is equal to BD. The diagonals are equal. Okay, students. Next, diagonals bisect each other. Now, diagonals bisect each other means, that means let them intersect at O. Now here, as per this property number 4, diagonals bisect each other. But in that case, AO is equal to OC and BO is equal to OD. First, diagonals are equal. So therefore, AO is equal to OC. This diagonal BD bisects diagonal AC. So in that case, AO is equal to OC. Similarly, diagonal AC bisects a diagonal BD. Okay. So therefore, BO is equal to OD. Okay. So fourth property understood. Next, diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. So see, all these angles are equal to 90 degree. That means number 5, angle O means angle AOB is equal to angle BOC is equal to angle COD is equal to angle AOD is equal to 90 degree. Means all angles are equal to 90 degree. Okay. So property 5 also is understood. All angles are equal to 90 degree. Now see, this angle, this angle, this angle and this angle. These are all equal to 90 degree. That means property 6, angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D is equal to 90 degree. See, angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D, all are equal to 90 degree. Okay, students, property number 6 is understood. Now property number 7, diagonals bisect the angles. That means this will be 45 degree, this will be 45 degree, this will be 45 degree, this will be 45 degree. Why? The total angle is 90 and the diagonal bisects this angle, means divides this total angle into two equal parts, 45 plus 45, 90, 45 plus 45, 90, 45 plus 45, 90, 45 plus 45, 90. Okay, so that means number 7, angle A by 2 is equal to angle B by 2 is equal to angle C by 2 is equal to angle D by 2 is equal to 45 degree. Each angle is divided in two equal parts, hence they are divided by 2, and 90 degree divided by, make it 90 degree divided by 2 is equal to 45 degree. Clear, students? So property number 7 understood. Property number 8, opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. That we have already done. Opposite angles are equal. This has been repeated. Oh, all angles are equal to 90 degree. Here, opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. Means angle, the property number 8, angle A is equal to angle C is equal to 90 degree, and angle B is equal to angle D is equal to 90 degree. See, Opposite, all angles are equal to 90 degree. That is understood. But opposite angles are also equal to 90 degree. Opposite angles are equal. That means opposite angles are equal. Now, property number 9. Adjacent angles are equal to 90 degree. So see, adjacent angles, these are called as adjacent angles. So angle C is equal to angle D is equal to 90 degree. Similarly, angle C is equal to angle B is equal to 90 degree. Similarly, angle A is equal to angle B is equal to 90 degree. Okay, and that means angle A is equal to angle D is equal to 90 degree. Means all adjacent angles B, angle A, angle B, adjacent angles 90 degree. See, angle A is equal to angle B. Now angle B is equal to angle C. Angle B is equal to angle C, 90 degree. Angle C is equal to angle D. Angle C is equal to angle D, 90 degree. Angle A is equal to angle D. A is equal to D, 90 degree. So, property number 9 also we have understood. 10. Adjacent angles are supplementary. See, if these two are 90 degree, only I am taking only one pair here. Angle A plus angle B. See, these are angle A and angle B. These are each 90 degree we have already seen. Angle A 90 degree, angle B also 90 degree. Angle A 90 degree, angle B 90 degree. So 90 plus 90 degree is equal to 180 degree. This one pair we have taken. Similarly, other pairs are also adjacent angles. Pairs of adjacent angles are also equal to 180 degree. Means this angle plus this angle 180. This angle plus this angle, as they are each 90 degree. So if we add 90 plus 90, 80, 180. 90 plus 90, 180. 90 plus 90, 180. 90 plus 90, 180. So, property number 10, they are telling adjacent angles are supplementary. Clear? Now, property number 11. Adjacent sides are equal. My dear students, this side is equal to this side. Similarly, this side is equal to this side. So, therefore, adjacent sides AB is equal to BC. Then BC is equal to CD, then CD is equal to AD, and then AD is equal to AB. Means the adjacent sides having common vertex with each other. These sides are called as adjacent sides. They are equal. So property number 11 means this side is equal to this side, this side is equal to this side, this side is equal to this side, this side is equal to this side. Okay. Next. Property number 12, opposite sides are parallel. See, this side is parallel to this side and this side is parallel to this side. That means, property 12, AB parallel to CD and AD parallel to BC. That means, opposite sides are parallel. Okay, students. So, these were the properties of a square along with the diagram and the properties I have explained you here. Okay, so now please pause the video and copy it down so that we can go for the next quadrilateral, that is rectangle, and we will understand similarly. Now students, see, let's move on to rectangle. See, let me draw a rectangle. Whenever you draw any diagram, you must use scale and pencil. I am drawing freehand, so it may be a little bit curvy. So therefore, you must use a scale and pencil. See, A, B, C, D. Now, we will take the same properties, and if needed, we will add up some more properties. But those properties are not applicable, we will put a cross. Now see, all sides are equal. Now, is it applicable in case of a rectangle? No, sir. Rectangles, all sides are not equal. So naturally, this will not be applicable in case of a square. We have finished square. Now we are doing rectangle. Okay. Now it is rectangle. Let me write it down. Rectangle. We are doing rectangle. Okay. So all sides are not equal. Means it is not applicable. All sides are equal is not applicable in case of a rectangle. Opposite sides are equal. Yes. Opposite sides. This side is equal to this side, and this side is equal to this side. Opposite sides are equal. So opposite sides are equal, applicable. Next, diagonals are equal. Now see, diagonals. See, AC is equal to BD. Yes, diagonals are equal. They are intersecting at O. Okay. So this one is also applicable. Diagonals are equal. Now, diagonals bisect each other. Yes, correct. Diagonals bisect each other. Therefore, what happens? If AC bisects BD, then in that case, BO is equal to OB. And if BD bisects AC, then AO is equal to OC. So, diagonals bisect each other. Next. So, that means diagonals bisect each other is applicable. Diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Is it 90 degree? No. Is it 90 degree? See, this side is acute and these two sides are obtuse. So, therefore, this one is not applicable. Okay. Now, all diagonals are equal to 90, all angles are equal to 90 degree, correct? This is accepted. This is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. That means angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D is equal to 90 degree. All angles are equal to 90 degree. So, this is applicable. Diagonals bisect the angles. No, see, this is acute. This is smaller angle, this is bigger angle. This is smaller angle, this is bigger angle. This is smaller, this is bigger. This is smaller, this is bigger. So, this is not applicable. That means diagonals do not bisect the angles. This is not applicable here. Okay? Now, opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. Now, opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. That's correct. Yes, this is 90. Its opposite angle is 90. Opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. This is 90. Its opposite is 90. So, opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. That means this is also applicable. Adjacent angles are equal to 90 degree. These two angles are adjacent angles. They are 90 degree. Yes. These two angles are adjacent angles. They are 90 degree. Correct. These two angles are adjacent angles. They are 90 degree. Correct. These two angles are adjacent angles. They are 90 degree. So, correct. So, therefore, this one is also applicable. Adjacent angles are equal to 90 degree. Now, adjacent angles are supplementary. My dear students, if this is 90, this is 90, these are two adjacent angles. And if we add up this 90 and 90, we get 180. So, adjacent angles are supplementary. In case of each pair of adjacent angles, if you add up, you will get 180. So, therefore, 180 means supplementary angles. So, adjacent angles are supplementary. This is also accepted. Adjacent sides are equal. No. Adjacent sides, are they equal? No. Adjacent sides are not equal. This is bigger, this is smaller. Okay, or if we turn this rectangle like this, the length becomes smaller and breadth becomes bigger. It depends. There's no hard and fast rule that length has to be bigger than the breadth, or breadth has to be smaller than the length, whatever it is. So, anyhow, the adjacent sides are not equal. So, therefore, they are telling adjacent sides are equal, so it is not accepted. Adjacent sides are not equal. Now, opposite sides are parallel. Yes, correct. This side is parallel to this side. This side is also parallel to this side. So, opposite sides are parallel to each other. So, this is accepted. Means applicable. Now, here, wherever we have given cross, my dear students, you will write all sides are not equal. Diagonals do not bisect each other at 90 degree. Here, diagonals do not bisect the angles. Then this one, adjacent sides are not equal. Okay, so wherever we have crossed, you will write in negative. And others that are applicable, so as it is, you will keep. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Pause the video, copy it down. Okay, so that we can move on to the rhombus. Now students, see, rhombus. One by one again we will take. But before I go, let me tell you that a rectangle cannot become a square, because there are many properties which we saw were not applicable, those who were applicable in case of a square. Okay, so a rectangle cannot be a square, but square can be a rectangle, because all the properties of square are applicable in rectangle, but all the properties of rectangle are not applicable in case of square. So a square can be called as a rectangle, but a rectangle cannot be called as a square. Okay students? Now let us move on to the next one, that is rhombus. Now here, one by one again we will take. All sides are equal, correct? PQ is equal to QR is equal to SR is equal to PS. All sides are equal. All sides, by all sides means how many sides? 100 sides, 1000 sides? No, 4 sides. That we have already discussed before we started. Okay, we try to remember, I told you what is a quadrilateral, I explained you about it. Okay, so 4 sides. All sides means 4 sides here. All quadrilaterals are here. Whatever we will be discussing here, they will be having 4 sides. So all sides means 4 sides only. So all sides are equal, means all 4 sides are equal. Now opposite sides are equal, as usual. Obviously this opposite sides, this side is equal to this side is equal to this side. Opposite sides are equal. Diagonals are equal. Now so these two are applicable in case of a rhombus. Okay. Now diagonals are equal. Let us see the diagonals. Do you think the diagonals are equal? No. See, PR is much bigger than SQ. Okay, SQ has been squeezed. Okay, so PR is longer than SQ. So this is not applicable. Diagonals are equal is not applicable. Next is diagonals bisect each other. That is correct. If they intersect at O, then here PO, suppose SQ bisects PR. In that case, PO is equal to OR. And if PR bisects SQ, then in that case SO is equal to OQ. QO. Okay, so diagonals bisect each other, that is accepted, applicable. Okay, next, diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree, correct? This is 90, this is 90, 90, 90. So this is also applicable. All angles are equal to 90 degree. Do you think this is equal to 90 degree? This is equal to 90 degree? Is it equal to 90 degree? No. None of the angles are 90 degree. The moment it becomes 90 degree, it becomes a square or a rectangle. Of course, rectangle all sides are not equal. So the moment it's this rhombus is all angles become equal to 90 degree, it will become a square. So therefore, all angles are not equal to 90 degree. So this is also not applicable. Now diagonals bisect the angles. Diagonals bisect the angles. This also is not applicable. Next, opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. Just hold on. Okay, I am sorry. Diagonals bisect the angles. This is accepted, applicable. Why? In short, let me explain you. See, let us take these two triangles. If this diagonal bisects this angle. Let us prove that this angle is equal to this angle. How? See, these two angles are involving these two triangles. See, this side is equal to this side because all sides are equal. So this side is equal to this side. Acha, then this side is equal to this side. This just now we proved. We said that the diagonals bisect each other. So this side is equal to this side. And this is the common side. By side rule, these two triangles are congruent. That means this angle is equal to this angle. So that means this diagonal is bisected this angle. Similarly, this one also bisected, this one also bisected, this one also bisected. So opposite diagonals bisect the angles. That is applicable. By mistake I said it is not applicable, it is applicable. Okay. Next, opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. Do you think none of them are 90 degree? How can the opposite angles be 90 degree? That is very common sense. So obviously it is not applicable. Adjacent angles are equal to 90 degree. Adjacent angles are equal to 90 degrees. None of them are 90 degree. Again, this is not applicable. So this is also not applicable. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Adjacent angles are supplementary. That is accepted. Why? Because after all, it's a parallelogram. This line is parallel to this line. So these are co-interior angles in that case. If this line is parallel to this line and this becomes a transversal, this becomes a co-interior angle, and co-interior angles are supplementary. So this is applicable. Adjacent sides are equal. Obviously, four sides are equal, so adjacent sides are also equal. This is also applicable. Opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. That is also true. So hence, a rhombus cannot be called as a square because these properties were from square, and all the properties of the square are not matching with the rhombus. So a rhombus cannot be called as a square, but a square can be called as a rhombus. Dear students, a rhombus also cannot be called as a rectangle because rectangle, all angles are equal to 90 degree, but rhombus, none of the angles are equal to 90 degree. Clear, students? So rhombus also we have understood. Similarly, here as I told earlier, whatever the crossed properties are there, you will write them in negative. This one is applicable. All sides are parallel. Okay? So you will write in negative. Okay, students? So pause the video, copy it down. Let's move on to parallelogram. Now, see, parallelogram. In case of parallelogram, let us start. All sides are equal. Are these sides, all sides equal? At least, are these two sides equal? No. This is smaller than this. This is smaller than this. This is bigger than this. This is bigger than this. Okay. So that means this is not applicable. All sides are not equal. Okay. Not applicable. Opposite sides are equal. Correct. Opposite sides are equal. That means MN is equal to PO and NO is equal to PM. Okay. So this is applicable. Diagonals are equal. Diagonals. Let us draw a diagonal. Same case what we find, this diagonal is comparatively smaller than this diagonal. So that means these diagonals are not equal. These diagonals are not equal. So this is diagonals are equal, not applicable in case of a parallelogram. Okay. Next, diagonals bisect each other. That is correct. See, MO bisects PN. So therefore, MPNO is equal to PO. If let this be MNOP Q. This will be Q, this will be Q. See, if MO bisects PN, then in that case, NQ becomes PQ. It becomes equal to PQ. And suppose PN bisects MO, then in that case, MQ equals to OQ. Okay, so diagonals bisect each other, that is applicable. Diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Do you think that these are 90 degree? No. So, this is not applicable. All angles are equal to 90 degree. Do you think that these are all equal to 90 degree? No. So, this is also not applicable. Diagonals bisect the angles. No. See, smaller angle, bigger angle, smaller angle, bigger angle. So, this is also not applicable. Opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. None of the angles are equal to 90 degree. So, how can the opposite angles be equal to 90 degree? So, this is also not applicable. Adjacent angles are equal to 90 degree. Again, as usual, it is not applicable. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Yes, correct. See, this line is parallel to this line. Because these are all parallel. So, in that case, this becomes co-interior angle, and if we add them, it becomes 180 degree. That is supplementary. So, this is applicable. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Adjacent sides are equal. Do you think this line is equal to this line? No. So, not applicable. That means opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. This parallel to this, opposite sides are parallel. This side is parallel to this side. This side is parallel to this side. So, this property is also applicable. So, my dear students, here a parallelogram cannot be called as a square, but a square can be called as a parallelogram. Okay? Because these are all properties which we have taken from the square only. So, some of the properties are telling, matching, not all. So, parallelogram cannot be called as a square, but a square can be called as a parallelogram, because these properties are taken from square and these are matching with parallelogram, not the parallelogram with the square. So, a parallelogram cannot be called as a square, but a square can be called as a parallelogram. Even a rectangle can be called as a parallelogram, because many more properties we saw in case of rectangle which were matching with the square. So, therefore, a rectangle can be called as a parallelogram. So, you must note it down when I am telling you. Okay, so a square can be called as a parallelogram, but a parallelogram cannot be called as a square. A rectangle can be called as a parallelogram, but parallelogram cannot be called as a rectangle, because see, in case of rectangle, all angles are equal to 90 degree. Here, we don't find any angle equal to 90 degree. Understood? So, a parallelogram can be called as a rectangle can be called as a parallelogram, but a parallelogram cannot be called as a rectangle. A parallelogram a rhombus can be called as a parallelogram, but a parallelogram cannot be called as a rhombus. Why? Because see, rhombus, all four sides are equal. Here, all four sides are not equal. Only opposite sides are equal. So, step by step, I am increasing the points. You must keep in mind some properties. Everything I cannot write it down. So, I am telling that also you must note down. Like, see, which can be called as this. I am telling, see, square can be called as a parallelogram, rectangle can be called as a parallelogram, rhombus can also be called as a parallelogram, like this. But parallelogram cannot be called as a square, parallelogram cannot be called as a rectangle, parallelogram cannot be called as a rhombus. Okay, students? So, these must also be noted by you. So, now let's move on to the next one. Pause the video, copy it down. Let's move on to the next, that is kite. Okay, students. Now, let's move on to the next one, that is kite, the next quadrilateral. Now, here we have already finished discussing about square, rectangle, rhombus and a parallelogram. And these belong to the same group and they could be compared. But now these remaining two, the kite and the trapezium, are not comparable. So I have rubbed the initial, means previously whatever the properties I wrote, I rubbed, because the comparison can be done only with these four. But this is a unique one. This cannot be compared with these four, and even trapezium also cannot be compared, neither be compared with these four, and even trapezium cannot be compared with kite. Okay, so therefore these are all separate. So individually we have to learn about them. So I have written the properties of a kite now. We are discussing about kite now. So let me draw a diagram of a kite now. Kite. See, A, B, C, D. Here, what we can see, what is written here, out of one pair of adjacent sides, one will be smaller and the other will be bigger. So these are the adjacent sides. This is smaller and this is bigger. Okay? The adjacent side of the smaller side, suppose this is the smaller side, will be equal to the smaller adjacent. The adjacent side of the smaller side. This is the smaller side, and the adjacent side to the smaller side is this, the smaller side. The adjacent side of the bigger will be equal to bigger, and the adjacent side to the smaller is equal to the smaller side. Means, suppose first take this pair of sides, these are all adjacent sides. Out of this, one will be smaller and the other will be bigger. And the adjacent side to the smaller side will be equal to the smaller side. And the adjacent side of the bigger side will be equal to the bigger side. Clear? Okay. So, out of, in case of a kite, first we will take a pair of adjacent sides. Out of those adjacent sides, one will be smaller, the other will be bigger. Okay. And the adjacent side of the smaller side, this is the adjacent side of the smaller side. So in this case, the smaller side will be equal to the smaller side. And what is the adjacent side of this bigger side? This one. This bigger side will be equal to this bigger side. Okay? This is one property. Next, diagonals are not equal. So let us draw the diagonals. These are the diagonals. I'm sorry. So, here, do you think these diagonals are equal? No. Diagonals are not equal. And they are telling the bigger diagonal bisects the smaller diagonal. Now here, at 90 degree. At 90 degree. Now the bigger diagonal, suppose if they intersect at O, the bigger diagonal bisects the smaller. That means DO is equal to OB. This side is equal to this side, but this is not equal to this. The smaller does not bisect the bigger one, but the bigger diagonal bisects the smaller diagonal. So therefore, this bigger diagonal AC bisects BD. AC bisects BD. Always, the bigger diagonal will always bisect the smaller diagonal. I'm sorry, diagonal. Okay, the bigger diagonal will bisect the smaller diagonal. Okay, and in that case, DO is equal to BO. Okay, here DO is equal to BO. Okay, and they bisect each other at 90 degree. Okay, means not each other. I'm sorry, the bigger diagonal bisects the smaller diagonal at 90 degree. And so all these angles are equal to 90 degree. This has to be. As because this side is equal to this side, this is the common side, and this side is equal to this side by side angle side rule, by side rule. This triangle, both these two angles are congruent, so naturally it has to be equal to this, and that in that case it will be 90 degree each. Okay, same thing in this case also. This side is equal to this side. This is the common side. This side is equal to this side. Naturally, these two triangles are congruent, and these two angles have to be equal. They are linear pair, so naturally 90 plus 90 equal 80. So these are the properties of a kite. So pause the video, copy it down, let's move on to trapezium. Fellow students, see, now let us start trapeziums. Now here, in case of trapezium, let me draw a trapezium. See, any one pair of opposite sides have to be parallel, and the other pair of the opposite sides have to be non-parallel. Remember this only two properties, trapezium is finished. Okay students, see this one is these two opposite sides, a pair of these opposite sides, MN is parallel to PO, but MP is not parallel to NO. If this one is also parallel, then this is not a trapezium, it will become a parallelogram. Okay students, or rhombus or rectangle or square, whatever it is. So one pair of opposite sides, if it is parallel, then the other remaining pair of opposite sides have to be non-parallel. One pair of opposite sides have to be parallel, other pair of opposite sides have to be non-parallel. Then only the quadrilateral so formed would be called as a trapezium. It could also be like this. Suppose if it is like this, see, this is parallel to this, so this is a trapezium. It can also be equal to this. This side may be equal to this side, but can never be parallel. These may be equal, but this will never be parallel if these two are parallel. That means, finally, if any one pair of opposite sides of a trapezium are parallel to each other, then the remaining other two sides, that means the other pair of opposite sides, even though it may be equal, but can never be parallel. Okay? Then only it will form a trapezium. Otherwise, it cannot form a trapezium, and that's it. This is the full part of quadrilateral that is in our syllabus. Okay, students, I hope I could explain you properly, and if you have really understood, definitely you have liked it. So, एक like तो बनता है. So please like, press the like button, and please write down in the comment section whatever the points you liked, and share this video to your friends as much as possible, and press the bell icon also. Okay, my dear students. So let's see you in the next video. As soon as possible, I'll be coming with the next video, and there are funny mathematical videos going to approach to you. Very soon I'm going to bring you. I'm going to prove a typical thing. Okay? Anyways, that is Method G Beta. Remember? Method G Beta. So I'll be coming soon with Method G Beta. If you have subscribed my channel, then only you will be able to understand Method G Beta, because Method G Beta may not be sent you in the group. So you have to come and see Method G Beta in the channel, in my channel, Dhiman Sir's channel. Okay, till then, good night, ciao.